Venezuela's new chief prosecutor, President Nicolas Maduro's former human rights ombudsman, Tarek Saab, has outlined corruption accusations against his predecessor, Luisa Ortega Diaz, and her husband. The pair and other members of Ortega's former staff of lawyers are accused of running a so-called extortion gang and funneling funds into an offshore bank account in the Bahamas. Ortega said on Twitter that the Venezuelan intelligence service had raided her home as part of the government's revenge for her fight against totalitarianism. Maduro's government, she wrote, is trying to put an end to our struggle for democracy and freedom. The case will be investigated by the country's newly created Truth Commission, a panel many have compared to a kangaroo court, which is also looking into opposition candidates who are believed to have been involved in this year's violent political protests. Many have accused Maduro of trying to sideline the opposition in order to bolster his party's flagging support. Another concern is a bill that would sentence those who express hate or intolerance with up to 25 years in jail, a move the opposition fears will be used to silence critics of Maduro's government.
The United States and Japan have begun a joint military exercise in Hokkaido that's described as the largest ever of its kind. The operation is taking place in the northern Japanese city of Eniwa. Senior commanders say it's aimed at strengthening their alliance and not related to tension on the Korean peninsula.
The Japanese-U.S. alliance is extremely important to stability in the Asia-Pacific region. So the better we are, the better we can communicate with our partners and allies, the better stability will be throughout.
The 18-day exercise called Northern Viper involves some 3,500 troops and includes rocket artillery drills and live-fire operations.
The world trusts Vladimir Putin more than it does Donald Trump. That's according to a poll by the Pew Research Center. Both scored poorly, but Trump's figures point to a high level of public distrust in the US president.
We measured the same rating for Trump in these same countries, and in 22 of 36 nations, actually, you're seeing more people feel confident in Putin than they are in Trump.
Trump scored higher in 13 countries, including Britain. Only Tanzania saw them as equals.
Back in 2015, when we last polled in Russia, Republicans and Democrats roughly saw Putin and Russia on the same level, relatively low in both instances. Today, though, 2 years later, you're seeing Republicans feel quite a bit more confident in Putin and quite a bit more favorable towards Russia.
Europeans reportedly have a relatively low opinion of Putin, although he is said to be popular in Greece.
Giant clouds of grey smoke cloak the horizon in parts of central Portugal as fast-moving wildfires continue to strain emergency services. 3 major blazes that have reignited about 90 miles north of Lisbon have left 76 wounded, 6 seriously, and mobilised more than 1,000 firefighters, 300 vehicles and nearly 20 aircraft or helicopters. The National Civil Protection Authority says the country is experiencing the most severe weather conditions since 2005 in terms of drought, heat and wind intensity.
Televidente, non sta vai no spazio comercial e ora non sta back nos informe nan deportivo con nos colega Carl Reiter.
Programa com mais de uma década de informação.